Hi everybody, it's Jo here. I work as a BACP accredited school counsellor. I work with 4-year-olds all the way up to 19 and some adults too. And I decided to do this channel, which I'm loving by the way, whilst we're off school, to help students, more so secondary upwards, that may be feeling overwhelmed, emotional, lonely. And this video is an opportunity to a week. I'm only going to do one whilst we're off for Easter a week, but a chance where you can grab a cuppa, grab a drink, and just imagine that it's me and you and that our paths have crossed. And what I need you to do me a favour, is I need you to subscribe to this video. I don't know where the button is. I haven't got a clue how to use YouTube. I'm going to open up the comments so you can add comments. If you've got any hints and tips, then feel free to share. And also what I'd like you to do is to share this video with somebody that inspires you, motivates you. Maybe it may be a friend, a family member, somebody that motivates you and inspires you, because believe it or not, even those people that you think have got it together all the time are going to have moments where they wobble, where they feel emotional, where they feel sad, and whether they feel lonely. So if you could do that for me, that would be much appreciated, because my mission, and this is where I need you guys to help me, is to see how many kids I can help whilst we're off school. So my first question to you is, how are you? How are you? And then what I'd like us to do is to do that body scan. So starting at the top, work your way down, seeing if there's any tension that you may be feeling. Head, jaw, neck, shoulders. I feel like I become the hunchback of Notre Dame when I'm stressed. And I just kind of forget that I've got a neck. So pull your shoulders down. Maybe soothe your neck by giving it a massage if it's in your shoulders. Carry on with that scan. Chest. Is it tight breathing? Is it shallow breathing? Are you feeling it in your fists, your tummy? If it's in your tummy, it's quite a few places in a sense that, or you feel it, experience it in different ways. It might be like this rock that kind of is just there, or it may be a sensation of feeling sick and butterflies, or like a washing machine just churning around. And I know that you're not going to want to hear this, but they are completely natural. Unhelpful, I get that, but natural. And what I want us to do today is I want us to focus that our thoughts contribute to the way that we're feeling. So those thoughts that come in, when they sit with us, they create these feelings. And this is where I plan to help you kind of just become aware of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and to hopefully let it go on again. So today I wanted to speak about 4 things. I wanted to speak about the experience of anxiety, because for some of you who may be used to kind of feeling this, it might be almost a little bit more overwhelming. And for those of you that have never really experienced, this amount of stress and anxiety, it can be completely, I'm going to say a word that I love, but I struggle to say. It's the warning there is in case I don't say it properly, which may be really unfamiliar. Yeah, I said it. Oh, I wish I never said that. I could say it wrong. Damn it. But yeah, if you've never experienced feelings like this, it can be really unfamiliar. Yeah, I think I said it right. And that's okay. So I just need you to kind of acknowledge how you're feeling. Because one thing that you've got now is you've got that time. And it might start to change this experience of time. To begin with, it would be like, yay, off school, lions, this is cool. where this might kind of turn into, unfortunately for some people, loneliness, feeling bored. And when we're sometimes in that mood, we can work two different ways. We can work in a way where we're easily distracted, we procrastinate, we've just lost our oomph. Equally, you've got the other way where we are just trying to take control of everything that we can. And for some of you that are still at school, that may be where you have work to do. That may feel just that overwhelming amount of work to do. And I don't deny that for some students out there, doing your GCSEs, or being at secondary school, you're going to have 6, 7 odd subjects. So that's 6 or 7 different teachers that are sending you work to do. And if you're one of those perfectionists, and we'll talk about that in another video, is that there is going to be that sense of you wanting to do your very best. But it's changed right now. And I'm pretty sure that you may have realised this, but you need to acknowledge it, is that your way in that you're learning is completely different. You haven't got your teacher. This is all done online. So if you are working so hard, slow down. Slow down. Because this is something, and I'm going to share with you here, that you're going to have to sustain for a longer period of time. So when I was first doing Charlie Brown's homeschooling and doing my job, because I've still been doing the telephone counselling, I realised that I cannot carry on doing Charlie's homeschooling, being a wife, having a nice tidy house. That is something that I cannot keep up. So it's just finding your own rhythm, your own routine. It's easier said than done, but just finding that sense of purpose, that sense of get up. And if you are somebody that's really, really struggling to get out of bed right now, one of the things that I'd recommend you to do, and this is going to sound really silly, but stick with me here, is make your bed. Every morning, make your bed. Because then, at least the first thing that you've put your mind to, you can do. You'll have a feeling of accomplishment, and you'll have a feeling of pride of doing it. And also, it's always nice to have a tidy bed because you're going to sleep in it that night, so it's just almost a bit more inviting. So even if that is you struggling to get out of bed right now, and it's hard to imagine for those that aren't there, that people are struggling to get out of bed in the morning, just make your bed. So the helplines out there, I've said them before: Childline, Samaritans, Couth in Essex. This video actually, one of the videos made it across to America. So if this does get, further than Essex, then please just put in the comments where you're watching this from, because that would be quite good. But yes, so it's kind of just, dealing with the way that we're feeling and taking on, the baby steps if you're struggling to get out of bed. The second thing that I wanted to talk today was about worrying about other people. And in a sense, where I say about worrying about other people, I mean about how we're worrying about the health of other people, the ones that we love and care for. And that can be quite hard to deal with because there's this certain amount of not being able to control what's going on. But the reality is, the reason that you're worrying about these people is because you care about them and love them. And it's really hard when we can't see them. But the most important thing is that they know that you're there for them. So if it's grandparents or anything like that, that they know that you're there for them. The third thing that I wanted to speak about today was, I think I've got muddled up, and Charlie and Phil have come back from their daily exercise, so bear with me here. So we've spoken about experiencing anxiety. We have spoken about worrying of other people. We've spoken about that kind of getting easily distracted. So The fourth thing, sorry, I got muddled up. The fourth thing that I wanted to speak to you about, and this is going to sound a little bit funny, I'm sure, but also what we're doing is we're going through a loss of the way that we're feeling right now, the loss of school, the loss of routine. We didn't work towards closure. We didn't work towards an ending maybe at school for this, the academic year. For those people that are at their first year of uni, you didn't get the chance to work towards, finishing that first year of uni with the people that were in the accommodation that you were sharing. It was so sudden. And for some of us, there's this, they say that there's 5 stages of grief. So this may be what you may be feeling, but just slightly different. But the first one is denial. So maybe when it came with the coronavirus to begin with, that there was this certain kind of, don't be so silly. There's not going to be such a thing as lockdown. Schools aren't going to close. The coronavirus is just as bad as flu. The next one that we have is this certain amount of anger. So for those of you that experienced your exams being cancelled, this, how dare they? I've been working so hard for these exams. I've been, working hard on all my work and the quality of my work. For that opportunity for you to prove yourself to be taken away from you. You've then got the bargaining, which is kind of like, if only I knew, then I could have prepared myself more. I could have prepared for being off school. I could have prepared for the way that I work. You've then got sadness. And this sadness is where it's overwhelming, in a sense of, whoa, this is what it's like. This is what it's like. And like I said earlier, to begin with, this might have been really fun, and it might be slowly changing. And then there's this acceptance where it's like, okay, this is what it is. This is the way that it is. This is the way that I've got to deal with it. Let's go. And that can take time. That might take days. It might take weeks. And it might be quite easy to get your head around. And you might not have experienced any of those stages. But some of you may have done. So it's tough. It's tough. But I will be here for you. To have this opportunity where at least you've got somebody, and I really do care about you kids and young people. It's not easy. I certainly would not want to experience my teens ever again. I'm going to try and find a school picture actually. Anyway, what I wanted to do now is to do a relaxation. I had quite a lot of good feedback about how it was quite fun because it was quite simple. So I really want to keep it simple again. And it is literally just kind of reading some of my favourite ones. So if the relaxation isn't for you, then I will see you next week. If you want to give it a go, then please do. It might be quite hard for you to do, especially if you've got so much going on in your mind or feeling so much in your body, but it's just acknowledging it. Okay, so imagine a dandelion coming in, holding it, acknowledging your thoughts, blow it away. And just allow yourself to just try this, just to give it a go, because you'll soon realise if you like it or not. This one has got a rainbow in it, which I thought was quite poignant, obviously, with the rainbows that are in so many people's windows. And again, a big up to all the key workers all out there. Don't quite know what we'd be doing without you, in fairness. But I'm doing my bit, and hopefully you kids are doing your bit, which is just as important, and that's staying at home. So we're doing all that we can together. Okay, so covering up the screen again. Okay. So this is called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Close your eyes, be very still, and imagine that in front of you is the most beautiful rainbow. You can see the colours of reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues and purples. You have never seen such a stunning, bright rainbow before. It makes you feel joyful and light just looking at it. You can see very clearly the beginning of the rainbow, so you decide to climb it. It is made of 1,000 and 1,000 of different multicoloured lights. And as you carefully climb up, one foot in front of the other, you feel full of excitement and anticipation. For where does the rainbow lead? You reach the top and you can see for miles and miles. The view is spectacular. Ask yourself, what can you see? Then you decide to slide down the other side of the rainbow, and it feels so much fun. This is the longest slide in the world. Finally, you reach the other side. What can you see? Have you stepped into another magical world? Have you found the pot of gold? What do you see? And now, when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes, have a big stretch, open your eyes, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, I am calm. I am calm. Bingo. So, I will see you next week. And until then, I want you to just do me one thing, as well as like and subscribe, is to look after yourself and be kind to yourself, because, and I will talk about these soon, this is about the brain theory, but just speak to yourself as you know, the way that you'd speak to other people. And that's really important. Anyway, take care. Bye guys.